Marry me, everyone. So I originally didn't intend to do these readings, but I feel like it, so I'm going to. I'm going to do the 4 category Earth, Air, Fire, Water um, readings for the autumn 2015 for people by their sun sign element. If you want to watch it by your moon sign element, if you feel more connected to that, or ascendant, that's fine. I'm just doing these. I recommend that you still watch the general overview uh, tarot readings for each solar month, because I'm doing these as an addition to reference, if you would like to, for maybe some more specific information on the categories. Okay, so I have my potato cloth here to symbolize the autumn, symbolize the harvest and the root vegetables and tuber vegetables that are in season now, that are coming to fruition. And I'm going to start with air signs, so that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Shuffling. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to draw a card from this deck, Mystic, the Navigators of the Mystic Sea, and one from this deck, which is the Osha Zen Tarot, for each of the categories: Earth, Air, Fire, and Water. Earth is referring to the material world, the material realm. This will be your body, so your health and your body in general, as well as your possessions, your home, car, all of your possessions, etc., and money. Then we're going to do air, which is going to be communication, self-talk, your mental world, and mental health. We're going to do fire, which is going to be actions that you're taking, behavior patterns, your passions. And then we're going to do water, which is going to be your emotional and psychic realm, spiritual realm. So this is going to be your emotional world, as well as feelings between people, and your spiritual health, your spiritual development as well. Okay, so here we go. Earth, Earth. These are your Earth cards. Consciousness, and Queen of Swords. And air, air. Stress, 7 of Wands, or fire. In this deck it's fire. And 9 of Wands, intensity. Fire, fire. Major Arcana card, awareness. And another Major Arcana card, Hierophant, intuition. And water. Water. For water, you have the 10 of Rainbows. We are the world. And desolation, which is 3 of Swords. Okay, so just so you know, I'm a little less familiar with this deck, so I may look in the booklet from time to time. Make sure that I give you the full message that I can, that's here for you. So the first category is Earth, and we have consciousness and the Queen of Swords. What I'm seeing here is a need to balance your decision making between your analytical reasoning and the way that you go about deciding things, You're thinking of things, thinking things through, and also communicating with others, taking advice from others, searching for answers, information, etc., doing research. There's a need to balance that with meditation, with your intuition, with allowing source and divine energy to just give you hunches and propel you. So when it comes to making purchases, large purchases especially, but any purchases really, I would advise you to make sure that you're not being too one-sided about it. Make sure you're not carelessly going about buying things without giving it a thought just because you feel like it. But also make sure that you are not coming from a place of strictly rational thinking, looking for logic, etc., that you're combining the two and creating a nice balance between going with your hunches, your intuition, your desires, your feelings, things that are not scientifically, logically proven, etc. You don't always have to have a full blown out plan of why you want something else going to benefit you and all of the details filled in. Okay, this is about intuition and being able to connect with guidance from your higher self. And so it's combining and finding a good balance with that so that you feel balanced in making your decisions. When it comes to your health, I think it's going to be very important for you to do the same thing, for you to balance. And I'm thinking most of you are probably leaning towards having an excess of this, being air signs. So being able to step outside of your brain, your mind, all of the rationalizing, analyzing, etc., is going to be very important for your health. You need to rest those muscles and exercise these muscles, the other side of your brain, that is more artistic, that is more about intuition. Again, meditation would be really good and helpful. Also, if you find yourself going back and forth, if you find yourself with a lot of confusion, and your head seems really busy, if you're getting any headaches, anything like that, meditation, and meditative practices. So it doesn't always have to be meditation. You can also incorporate in meditative practices, things that you get totally involved with and are relaxing for you. Some people get really into painting or exercising or any number of things, whatever it is that takes the mental chatter away and allows you to just be in the moment. That's going to be very important for your health during the fall. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Also, if you have questions or concerns about your physical health and well-being, you can ask the questions to the universe, to source, whatever you want to call it, to yourself, your spirit guides, to your intuition, or higher self rather. You can ask the questions and then let go. Instead of searching for the answer in your data bank, just let go, relax, release. Again, keep meditating, and you will be opening up a pathway for the answers to come down to you from higher dimensions. Okay. Over here we have the air section, and you have stress, another indication that your mind has been very busy. And you have the Nine of Wands, intensity, again, another indication that your mind has been very busy, that you've been doing a lot of analyzing, overthinking, etc. So Again, this is apt to be coming out with your communication with others. It may be that you're being perceived as somebody who is very intense, very stressed, and because of that, you may be pushing some people away who could be of benefit to you, because it's just too much for them to handle. They're looking for a more relaxed environment, more relaxed conversation. You may be overwhelming them, as well as yourself. I am going to take a little peek at the Nine of Wands here to refresh myself on that. I'm sorry for the extra time it's taking up. Okay. I'm going to read this right out of the book and then talk about it. It says, approach the unknown with skepticism and determination. Carefully double-check interpretations and assumptions. You are seeking the right path at this time in your life, but are confused and misled by linear thinking. Let go and allow your instincts to pick your actions, for they will reflect your destiny. So, again, it's the same thing that I saw in the Earth sector. It's about a balance. You do need to question things. Does it say unknown? Is that what it said? I apologize. You do need to question things and be aware. But awareness comes from still mind, really, a lot of times. When our minds are too busy, sometimes we are actually unaware of the present moment and we miss a lot of things because we are over-analyzing. So, it just keeps going back to the wrong page. So you need to relieve that stress that is built up. I'm seeing like a pattern of stress and tension, and it's preventing you from moving forward in the correct direction. The cards are saying you are moving forward on your path, but it's as if you're being held back, as if you're wearing the wrong kind of clothing, so you can't move as quickly. All right, it's slowing you down. Approach the unknown with skepticism and determination. Carefully double-check interpretations and assumptions. Right. So also what I'm seeing is that you may have been living with some assumptions or false programming that you're now being asked to shed and let go of. And for you, you need to question it first. You need to question it. You need to be skeptical of what is actually unknown that you think you know, as well as possibly modalities having to do with communication, written communication, but also self-talk, mental health. If you're presented with new ideas, such as a mental health type regime, trying different, for instance, positive affirmations, okay? Applying positive affirmations in your life. You need to look into them further, whatever it is you're presented with, to try. It's not that they're bad or it's wrong for you, it's just you need to do a little bit of investigating and be skeptical, not just take somebody's word for whatever they're presenting you with. But you need to relax and balance yourself with meditation and meditative practices in order to have the energy to do this properly. Okay. Confused and misled by linear thinking. Again, getting out of that, not using that part of your brain to excess and balancing it with more artistic, more relaxing, meditative ways of being is going to be helpful, because it appears that you have been misled in some situations because of your rigidity, your rigidness, and cleanliness to using linear thinking. Linear thinking is good. It's there for a reason. It's a tool. Sometimes it's very appropriate to use, but not always. Okay, it's not always the way to truth. So this is about becoming more in tune with your instincts, okay, and your intuition. Over here in fire, you have awareness. You actually have two major arcana cards. You have awareness and you have the Hierophant. With two major arcana cards, the message is that this is a major shift, a major change. We have cycles within cycles in our lives. Sometimes we have little changes and little shifts, and at times we have things that are bigger, more milestone type changes. So when it comes to the activity in your life, this could be about changes in routines. It could be about picking up an activity that is a physical activity, or it's less likely to be like a writing activity or something like that. It's more apt to be like playing tennis, something active. It could be a new passion as well, something coming into your life that is going to shift things and change things for a while, and change things in a bigger, more holistic way, rather than an individual type manner. It's going to affect you on a larger scale than just adding something to your life. It's going to affect other regions of your life. But it seems, again, you have intuition here and you have awareness. It seems like you're going to be guided by your intuition, by higher self, by doing the work we've been talking about and getting more in tune with that part of your being and your abilities. The awareness card, if you do that, I think that things are going to clear up for you. You're going to have more clarity. Whether this is about, I'm reading for so many people. For some people, it's going to be about behavioral patterns and those changing, whether that is you leaving things behind that were detrimental, whether you leaving things behind that are just outdated now, that served you at one point and are no longer serving you. Whether this is about, for some people it's going to be about bringing new things in that are going to be helpful, and for some people it's going to be about both. I am going to read the Hierophant one again, being a major arcana card. I think that's pretty important. Okay, sacrifices. You may be required to make sacrifices in order to move on with your life. So for a number of you, I think this is going to be about having to give up something that you are either comfortable with, maybe a behavioral thing that it's your comfort zone that you need to change. Or it may be an activity. It might be that you have too much activity going on and you need to let go of something that you have enjoyed doing in order to make room for something that is more important right now. And it may be for someone else, so it might be you have to give up your weekly get together that you have. I was going to say softball or something, but that'll be going out of season anyway. It might be that you have to give up something that you do on a regular basis that you have enjoyed in order to make room for someone else. So it might be, your kids need you to take them or coach or volunteer, something having to do with school or whatnot, and you have to cut something out of your personal life in order to make room for that. Right. Yes, you're being, it's saying you're being demanded of a lot and you need to give of yourself, or you're going to be pulled down. It's just going to be too much. It's going to overtake you. And you will be expected to have endurance during this transition. there's a lot to this card. It's also saying that reconciliation is important. So there might be people in your life that you need to make apologies with, make amends with, fights and things that have occurred that you need to kind of rebuild the bridge with certain people. It's asking you to be patient and to be forgiving with the changes occurring, whatever they may be, and to look for deeper meaning in the current situation. Reconciling, rebuilding these bridges, if this is somebody who you have felt attacked by in the past and you've had to, burn a bridge with them, reconciling, making amends, building the bridge with mindfulness. You've got a lot of cards about mindfulness right now, and that is not being over analytical and thoughtful. That's clearing the way and being in silence so that you are better able to, you're more in the moment, and you're better able to hear everything and perceive everything in the moment. The mental clatter and thoughts aren't blocking it out. Just like sounds, you have to be silent to hear the crickets rather than playing all of your music. It's that kind of thing. You need to silence it out so you can hear what's going on. So, very powerful cards. Again, I'm reading for a lot of people, and this is going to be different things for everyone. I've just covered a lot of it, but for all of you, the awareness is there. It's wanting to be unveiled. All you have to do is stop moving about, be silent, be still, allow it to. So there are going to be responsibilities that you're going to still need to keep up with. And so this reading has been very much about balance. You're needing to learn how to balance your activity with rest, balance your rational thinking with intuition and meditation. And here in this activity area, passion and activity, you're needing to balance your passion, perhaps, and it might be balancing your passion for something with the desires and needs of others who are close to you. But also, I'm seeing like I need to balance responsibilities, work with, and also just all of your activities, needing to balance that with others, needing to balance it with your own needs and things that you may be less familiar with, might be less comfortable, but you need to do. Rest, relaxation, healing of yourself, allowing things to rejuvenate, not burning yourself out on various levels. Looks like maybe you've been burning yourself out in more than one way, mentally as well as being overly active for some of you. All right, so moving on to water. For water, you have We Are the World, which is 10 of Rainbows, which is the end of a cycle, and 3 of Swords, Desolation. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to take a quick peek at 3 of Swords. You're being asked to go deep. You're being asked to go to the root of your suffering, to the root of problems, to the root of whatever is going on and whatever you're feeling. You're being asked to avoid avoiding. You're being asked to tune into yourself and to allow yourself to feel deeply emotions that you may have been suppressing, things that have been uncomfortable that you've been kind of running away from, trying to alter immediately. You're being asked to listen to yourself. And there's a message that you're not alone. You're not alone. And so this also has to do with fears. So within your emotions, there may be some things that you've been afraid of that might have to do with your place in the world, social situations, or your, let's leave it with that. I was going to say smaller groups, and I guess that's valid as well. So maybe your neighborhood or your family dynamic, etc. groups. So you're being asked to tune in and to listen to yourself, listen to what it is you're afraid of, listen to what is uncomfortable, allow it to be, not try to shift it right away. It says that getting to the root cause, and this is the only way really it might not be the only way, but it's the way the cards are indicating to do this, to get to the answer to what is at the root of your fears and your discomfort. So tuning in to do that. Once you get to that root and it's exposed and you become aware of it and you allow yourself some time to feel what you feel in the moment, it's saying that doing that will, in exposing it, it will dissipate it to a large extent. So it seems like maybe you have been really active trying to, in your brain and in your actions, trying to fix things, when really what you need to do is be still and listen to yourself and allow yourself to just be for a while and to find what you've been burying and avoiding and running away from. I also want to say with the We Are the World card, and it being the end of the cycle here with a 10, that for some of you, this getting to the root of it may involve you seeking out support groups, seeking out guidance, seeking out others with similar problems and what's going on, be this anxiety issues, be this a health issue you're ashamed of, or any number of things, fear of commitment, marriage, anything. It might be about connecting with others who are going through similar things, or joining some sort of support group, or getting help from people who have been there, done that, moved past it. Okay. It can be about reaching out, but it's very important to spend some time with yourself first and learn to trust your gut, what you feel inside that you need, what feels right, and really get to the truth of it. Don't go running away with a shallow piece of the puzzle. Make sure you get the root, find out what that root is. To use another analogy, it looks like you have been running around trying to trim the tree and groom the plants, do all the trimming branches and superficial stuff. When it just grows back, you have to pull the weed up by the root to get rid of it. Okay, so very interesting reading. I wish you the best. I wish you a wonderful fall. So if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I am now on Patreon, and I leave the link for that down below in the description. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you for all of your likes and shares, wonderful comments and questions in the past. Merry Pirate, Merry Meet again.